Well, Bennett Kessler filed this report. He will keep his rental business going, but owner Randy Gillespie sent out a press release to say he will close the doors of Golden State Cycle coming up at the end of this month. Gillespie names the down economy, changing trends, internet competition, and the delay of the Adventure Trails project as factors in his decision. Now, Gillespie's press release says, quote, "Dear valued customer, for several years the power sports industry has changed tremendously due to the economic downturn, and competing with the internet makes it very hard to keep my doors open. My commitment and my love for Golden State Cycle is not enough. After 21 years, I will have to close the doors. I will try to make June 28th, 2014 our last day of operation for Golden State Cycle. Please redeem your gift certificate, your gift cards as soon as possible." Randy Gillespie continues, "We have made so many memories surrounding this great sport. I would like to thank you for your continued support and longtime friendship with Golden State Cycle. My wish for you is to keep riding, keep playing, and take advantage of our open roads and our open trails. Look for our liquidation sales coming soon. Thank you, keep riding." Signed, Randy Gillespie, owner, Golden State Cycle. Now, Golden State Cycle has operated on Bishop's Main Street for 21 years, selling and renting motorized products popular in our desert region. It was Gillespie and Dick Knowles who devoted a major personal effort to open up opportunities for dual designation vehicles to enjoy off-roading and then drive into our communities for services. Assemblywoman Connie Conway authored AB 628. The legislature approved it nearly 3 years ago, but environmental legal challenges and delays by the United States Forest Service have held up progress. Gillespie said if Adventure Trails were operational, it is possible he would not have to close his store. He said the positive economic impact of the project might have kept other businesses from closing also. Now, over the Mule Days holiday, the many visiting politicians converged in one big meeting, and this was at the Creekside Inn, and they talked about AB 628. Now, representatives of the Inyo County Board of Supervisors, the Bishop City Council, California Highway Patrol, Bishop Police Chief Chris Carter, County Sheriff Bill Lutz, and Congressman Paul Cook and Dianne Feinstein's Chief of Staff, among others, talked over the delays of the unique legislation that many other counties and cities have an eye on. Now, Inyo Sheriff Bill Lutz said the meeting was to get all the parties in one room and focused on issues delaying the project. AB 628 has a sunset clause that shuts it down in a couple of years. Inyo County is currently conducting an EIR on the project, and the Forest Service has lately blocked progress regarding roads on forest land maintained by the county. Now, half of those 28 roads are part of the Adventure Trails system, and if they can't be used, it could shut down the project. Now, the Forest Service is considering conducting a federal environmental review to turn over the roads to Inyo County, which is already maintaining them. The sheriff said Congressman Cook and Senator Feinstein's offices will look into this. He said the big meeting was to get everyone, quote, on the same page and to try to get a direction to keep the Adventure Trails project from dying, end quote. Well, Bennett Kessler also filed this story. The Bishop Creek Water Association Board recently voted to send a letter to Southern California Edison asking for modification of Bishop Creek flows to keep water in the upper lakes and water flowing down the creek as long as possible this summer. Now, the letter signed by Water Association President Steve Stevens points to the very severe drought and projections that runoff will peak in late June or early July and then plummet to base flows within about 2 weeks from them. The letter says, quote, "With current operations, we are estimating that storage in Southern California Edison reservoirs will be essentially zero at that time, leaving the members of the Water Association with only the base flow at an amount that is inadequate to meet even minimum flows from about August 1st through the end of the irrigation season," end quote. Now, the letter also points to court decrees from the 1920s and 30s that spell out conditions beyond Edison's control that would allow for modification of the normal runoff flow schedules. Now, according to the letter, the Water Association Board, quote, has found the current severe drought to qualify as being a cause beyond Edison's control and allows for the modification of the normal Bishop Creek flow schedule, end quote. Now, reports indicate that the two Los Angeles Department of Water and Power representatives on the Bishop Creek Water Association Board abstained from the vote to send the letter to Edison. So where does DWP stand in all of this? Well, the answer is murky. DWP Aqueduct Manager Jim Yanata told Sierra Wave Media that he is aware of the Water Association request to adjust flows in Bishop Creek, quote, in accordance with the modified flow provision language described in the Chandler Decree, end quote. Yanata said LADWP shares the concerns that have been expressed about low flows in Bishop Creek and the low levels of Sabrina and South Lakes, quote, that are the result of 3 unprecedented drought years in a row. That's Sabrina when it was full. Yanata said LADWP is willing to continue to explore ways to, quote, modify flows in Bishop Creek as long as all legal requirements are followed and LADWP's ability to meet its Owens Valley obligations and water supply needs are met, end quote. Now, Yanata named a laundry list of water needs: irrigation and stock water flows for the Bishop Paiute tribe, the Lower Owens River Project, Owens Lake dust mitigation, fish and wildlife needs, and numerous Owens Valley enhancement projects. Now, under the Water Association's request, LADWP would get all the water it's entitled to, but in a more managed and slower flow regime. Now, there has been no response yet from Edison in reply to the Water Association's letter. And we will note that the Bishop Creek Water Association will be holding what is called a very important meeting that is set for Tuesday, June 3rd, scheduled to start at 7 p.m. at the Bishop Union High School Library. An election will be held to fill a vacancy on the Board of Trustees. And there's also a note that people on the north side of Park West are trying to get you your water as soon as possible, but they are still having major flooding upstream. Also, the future of the Bishop Creek Water Association will be discussed at that meeting, 7 p.m. Tuesday at the Bishop Union High School Library. Well, one of the popular events of the summer is coming up here. It's the Karma Open House, and that is set for this Saturday. Everybody's welcome to attend. Reservations are not needed. They're going to have free food and drinks at the Karma Open House. Saturday, tours will be from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Take Highway 395 to Big Pine 168 East, drive 13 miles, then turn right at the Karma sign. You can get more information on the Karma Open House tours, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. Call 760-938-2075 or check out the website mmarray.org. We'll be back with a weather report.